Home sales are down 14% here in Brantford year over year. And the Bank of Canada has decided that it's going to raise the interest rate by at least another half a percentage point by the end of June. Does this mean that the market's going to crash? Stay tuned to find out more as I go over all of the local real estate numbers for Brantford for April 2022. Hey guys, Jeff from the Brantford Realty Group here. Let's go over the numbers for April 2022. So let's jump right into it. Throughout all of April, there were 269 home sales across all of Brantford. Now this is down 14% from April 2021, but it is nothing to worry about as prices overall in Brantford have continued to climb throughout the year and are well over the price that they were last year. I'll get into that in a minute. Average home sales price across all of Brantford was $922,167. Now this is down 7% from March of 2022, but overall, year over year, we are still 22% higher than we were last year. Now, this is what I was talking about when I said not to worry, as prices have remained stable and they are all still a lot higher than they were at the same time last year. Average day on the market that it took a home to sell was 10 days. This is up but 1 day from March 2022. Now, just to give you a little bit of perspective, we've had during the pandemic, places were selling anywhere between 3 to 5 days, and in some case, 1 day, because that's the way it was going. It was really hot market, and it was hard for homes to stay on the market for longer than a week. But now we are returning back to a normal market where it's going to take anywhere between 12 to 15 days to get your home sold. At the end of April, we still had about just over a month of homes still left on the market. So this means that we are still in a seller's market. Just to give you an idea of what a balanced market looks like is when inventories reaches the levels of between 2 to 3 months. So we are still seeing strong demand on the buying side, but we are now seeing is that there's reduced showings, there's reduced numbers of offers. Just like last month, we're only seeing anywhere between 3 to 5 offers on homes that buyers truly love, and in some cases, some homes aren't seeing any offers on offer presentation night, but they are coming down and being relisted at higher prices, and which is a good thing because there's no way for the market to sustain itself the way it was going in February. The other news, as I mentioned earlier in this video, to be aware of is that the Bank of Canada is probably going to raise interest rates by another half a point by the end of June. Now they are doing this to try to tackle inflation, because right now we're sitting at about a 6% inflation rate, which makes the Bank of Canada very uncomfortable. They want it to be more around 1 to 3%. But here is the kicker. There is a lot of household debt. It is at the highest level it has been in a long time. So they're going to have to be very delicate when raising this rate and how quickly they do it, as they don't want to cause us to slip into a recession. With the interest rates rising, it just means that the era of free money is over. The Bank of Canada only kept interest rates as low as they were to spur the economy during the pandemic. But now that we are coming out of the pandemic, they are looking to return it back to a pre-pandemic level. But if you look at it in the overall history of interest rates, we are still at historically low levels and money is still affordable. Now you may be wondering, what does this mean for buyers? Well, for buyers, I suggest that you talk to your mortgage broker as soon as you can. That way you can lock in today's rate for 90 days. And what this will do is it will protect you against any rate hikes that the Bank of Canada does in the next few months. So it doesn't matter if they raise it in June and again in July, you will be locked in to today's rate. And another great thing is that we are in a little bit of a lull in the market. There is a lot more homes on the market for buyers to choose from. Not all homes are going into competition, so you're going to face less competition, and you might end up being able to get a home inspection because we are seeing a return of conditional offers. For sellers, this means that the days of being able to just throw your house onto the market and not being prepared, having it decluttered, staged, marketed correctly, and exposed to the most amount of buyers are over. You're going to need to listen to your realtor's advice and get your house ready ahead of time so that you stand the best chance of getting your home shown to the most amount of buyers and generate those multiple offers. As I mentioned earlier in this video, we are seeing the return of conditional offers. And this is not necessarily conditional on financing, as most real estate agents have educated their buyers that they need to be pre-approved and ready to go so that when they find the house that they love, they are able to know exactly how much they can spend and what it will take to win the house. But what we are seeing is the return of the condition on inspection, which is a great thing because over the pandemic, buyers were forced to waive all of the conditions and go into the house buying it blind and not knowing exactly what the deficiencies were or if there was any work or any serious things that needed to be done within the next couple of years. So it is great for buyers now, as it shows that they are now getting more transparency on the homes that they are buying, and they are able to budget for any major ticket items that are coming down the line in the next few years, where that wasn't possible during multiple offers and the way it was in February, as if you had any conditions, it ended up being the reason why you lost that offer. But it's great to see that it's coming back, as it adds a lot of transparency to the buyers and for the homes that they are buying and what they are getting into. Now, you may be wondering, okay, Jeff, this is all great, but is the market going to crash? Well, I don't think it's going to crash. What I think we're going to do is return back to a normal level, or back to a regular real estate market where it takes longer to sell your home, but we're going to see more moderate price increases rather than the craziness we've seen throughout the pandemic. We are still up 22% price-wise year over year. So the value in the homes are still there. There's just a lot more homes for buyers to choose from. So it's taking a lot longer for things to sell. And there are some people that are sitting on the sidelines waiting to find out what the Bank of Canada is going to do in the next couple months in regards to the interest rates. But I don't think overall it's going to slow down the market very much. It's just a lot of people are going to step back, reevaluate, and then it's going to come back as strong as it was earlier this year. Now, there are some other changes that are coming down the line through the federal budget that the Canadian federal government introduced in the beginning of April. The effects of these changes remain to be seen, but I go over one of them in this video right here, which I think you should watch next, as it goes over the whole open bidding, closed bidding process. So I'll see you in the next video.